So it seems like MACBA is going to be redesigned and might not be skateable anymore. Let's talk about that. Welcome back to Rad Rat Video, a channel all about skateboarding. You guys send in your questions for this series, Ask Rad Rat, and I answer them here on the channel. If you have one of your own, go to radratvideo.com and you can submit them in a form on the homepage. Got a few of them for you today. The first one is from Shiloh. He says, I want to learn some freestyle tricks. What are a good 4 to 5 to start with if I don't know any freestyle? You probably do know some freestyle if you're going to be technical. Kick flips, ollies, shove-its, those were all originally freestyle tricks, but that is a jerk answer. I'll give you an actual answer. So on my Shred School series, which I did right here, you probably haven't seen it because it completely tanked. I have Caspers and rail stands in there, which are a pretty good start. So the point of that series is the first 12 tricks I think that you should learn. So there's some freestyle, some street, there's all kinds of stuff to try to give you like a good starting point for skateboarding. But those two are thoroughly explained in there. The next one I would suggest is a tail hand flip. So that is all right, so you're in tail stop stance, which is tail touching the ground, grab the nose, flip it over. Flip it toward your thumb, use your thumb to flip it like toe side, like a heel flip. Don't try to flip it like a kick flip or your wrist will end up backwards. Pretty simple trick to learn, but it's a good one. Next is a 50-50. So you may know this as a truck stand, but a truck stand is usually like a no-handed version. A 50-50 is when you're in no stop, not tail stop. You have your back foot tip over the board, land on the truck, grab the nose with your hand, do a half of a tail hand flip out of it. All right, and the next would be an old school kick flip. That one is just kind of a fun trick. You roll in like Bart Simpson style, where your feet are like this on the board. You hook under your front toe, leave your heel on the board, but hook under your front toe, or your back toe, I guess, and then you flip it like that. You kind of hook your toe under it and throw it, and then you jump over and land on it. That's how people used to do kick flips. In fact, that trick was just called a kick flip until the new version got more popular and it ended up stealing the name. Okay, next question of the day is from Logarithmic, who says, you've covered how they changed the name of mute grab to Weddle grab and backside smith to Monty grind in THPS 1 and 2. Now that a couple of years have passed, do you think that it was effective in changing the name, or is it too ingrained in skateboarding culture and other board sports to be changed? If not, what do you think it would take for a common trick name to be changed? I would say they are definitely too ingrained, and I'll have those pop up because I've explained them both and what happened and why they've been renamed. The mute grab especially is like a disrespectful name to the guy who came up with it. You can check that out for the details. But I don't think I've seen anyone use those names. Like every now and then Tony Hawk will post something on Instagram and he'll use the name still. And I'm like, Weddle? Oh yeah, Weddle grab. And like I have to think about it. The problem with that name, so he wants to honor the guy who invented the trick, but it doesn't roll off the tongue. It's not a cool name. It's not fun. It doesn't sound good, you know? So like, that's the big problem, I think. Okay, so for a 360 flip, used to be called for a long time 360 kick flip. And that's it. Nowadays, most people are just going to call it a tray flip, but that's a nickname. Tray flip sounds cool, you know? And so people will call it a tray flip. I think that's the kind of thing it takes. It has to sound cool and be quick. So like a hard flip, there's one caption in a Big Brother, I think, where someone does a hard flip and it calls it an inside kick flip. If you can call it an inside kick flip or a hard flip sounds cooler. Let's go with hard flip. So if you're going to change the name of a trick, even for a really good cause, you think it's for a good thing, you're helping out the community and you're doing a good thing by renaming the trick, it's got to sound good or people aren't going to do it. And it's got to be short. It can't be like a longer name. And at this point, I think names where the front side and back side versions have different names, that's kind of done for. Like that's barely a thing in street. There's a couple of grinds, but like the Susky grind, Like, you can do a front side susky. If you say it, people know what you mean. But a front side susky is like kind of not a thing, you know? But for the most part, tricks have the same names both ways. So it's kind of tough to do that with a backsmith at this point. And I'm still going to call it a backsmith. That's my apologies to Mr. Monty Nolder, who invented it. All right. Next question is from Yufuk Datbish, who says, have you heard that Parallel and MACBA will be torn down and rebuilt? Parallel will be some kind of basketball court, and MACBA will be smaller and full of cafes because the museum will be extended. I really believe these spots are World Heritage and should be protected. What's your opinion? So I couldn't find anything about Parallel. The spot is like a train station, right? Because I found an article that said it was going to close down in 2014. That's all I could find. I couldn't find much else about that that's current. So I'm not so sure about that. But MACBA, I did find, and it looks like it might be pretty bad for skateboarding. So should it be protected? Is it a World Heritage site? Like, I get it. As a skateboarder, I would love for it to be exactly the way that it is now and maybe extend it and build some more stuff to skate there. That would be cool, but it's not a skate park. It is a museum. So I get that the people who run it aren't worried about whether people can skate there or not, you know? And like, people who are going there to skate all the time, are they members? Are they making money from these people? You know, that's the kind of thoughts that they have to have. There is on their site, it's like it's an hour long or more, an hour and a half or so, video of them all talking about it and the proposals and what they're going to do. It's all in Spanish, which I don't understand, so I can't tell you a ton of details, but the site does have the plan, and it shows a bunch of screenshots and stuff. One thing I would like to point out first. So this is one of the proposals that was rejected, and this one actually has a skater on it. Looks like he's doing a front foot impossible, but it seems like somebody wanted to preserve at least this ledge, but make it still skatable. But this is on the rejected proposals page. The one that they actually accepted over here, look at this part right here. So I can't really tell from the angles like where we're seeing it from. I haven't been there yet. I'm actually going to Spain in about a month. But from this angle, I'm not sure what part we're like tearing down to build this, but like all this plant life and you know, all these the greenery and all this stuff, you can't skate any of that stuff. There's nothing to grind on there. If you were trying to ollie down it, there's that handrail there now. So this definitely looks like they're making it not skatable. It says that it's a public space with more greenery, shade, and seating areas. So it definitely looks like they're trying to make it, you know, more to go to and hang out with and go into the museum and that type of stuff, and not about skateboarding there, because of course they're not building a skate park. But it's looking pretty bad. So this was decided in March 2024, and it says that they will reconfigure it beginning of 2027. So if you're looking to skate at MACBA, you got a couple of years left to do it. But yeah, like I can't tell exactly. I can't find like a blueprint or like a diagram that shows here's where the stuff is now. Here's where this is going to go. This might be in a part where some of the spots are safe. I think all the stuff out front is probably done for though. That's how it looks to me in these pictures, that they're going to do something totally different with that. So I'm not sure, but I can guarantee that they are not worried about skateboarding. Although if you look up their site and you look up anything, there's always people skating in front. It's like, it might as well be a skate park. Every clip you see of it, if you look up their official pictures, there's someone with a skateboard in every single one of them. But yeah, I can see why they might not want that. Would you want to go, like, if you didn't skate and you were like 60 and you were trying to go, you know, look at some paintings or something, and you knew that this was a spot where every time you went, people are going to be flying past you on skateboards. You can't sit down on the bench because someone's going to be trying to skateboard on it. You probably wouldn't go there. And something that's kind of weird. So as I said, I am going to Spain pretty soon, and I've been trying to plan out my trip. And when you look up what to do when you're in the city of Barcelona, MACBA doesn't even make the list. Like, it's not even mentioned. It's like number 20 something when it's not even in. Like, I got one of the books, you know, like the travel books, go here and go here next, and here's the walking tour and all that. They don't even mention the place. So if they're trying to make a more like legit place to go, bring in more people who are actually going to go inside, not just skate outside, I get why they would do that. Time will tell whether they're destroying all the spots or not. I would assume they probably are, though. I don't get why they would save them. So yeah, you got a couple more years to go there if you haven't yet, but it's looking like it's going to be kind of bad for skateboarding. Now there's plenty of other places to skate in the city, but you know, that's it for now. So if you have any more questions about skateboarding stuff, go to radratvideo.com and submit yours there. I got a big outpouring of new ones when I said that I was out, and I really appreciated that. So I appreciate you guys, and thanks for hanging out.